Good morning. It's Wednesday, February 7th. And this morning I want to talk about the tech industry and about the layoffs that have continued. And the mere fact that over 250,000 techies have been laid off in the last wave of layoffs, which seem to be changing. The way the layoffs were originally was for downsizing, but now it's for consolidation and getting a more focused workforce put together. And many of you will recognize the fact that AI has a lot to do with that entire situation. But that's not the whole story. And I worked in the tech industry for over 40 years. And I was fired 4 times. 2 times I deserved it and 2 times I didn't. But even getting fired like that, I still managed to work for 30 years for one company. And I was there in the beginning, in the very beginning of tech, where there were no such things as apps. We had to create apps to do a job. And in many cases, you couldn't protect your work. So you could do a wonderful job for a company, and they would love everything that you had done, but then your competition would come to visit them in an attempt to do some work for them, and the stupid people that you had just rescued would show them the work that you had done, and there was a chance that your work would now be exposed. Because there's no copyright protection on the technology that you develop, the work that you put together to make companies run better. There's no protection on that. You can't patent. You can't put a patent or write a patent to protect a programming effort. Because if they did that, then there would be very few job changes that would be going on. So the work that computer programmers and designers of computer systems do can't be protected. That's just the way it is. So in any event, I'm looking at this tech explosion that's causing so many individuals to be laid off, but I'm recognizing the fact that there are many more companies in tech than when I was around. And all of these companies have different tasks, different focuses, and so they need to change ways of doing things. And even Mark Zuckerberg, who is the head of Meta, said he had too many managers. He had managers who were managing managers. And they weren't really getting a lot of work done because of those people. And then there are different divisions that are set up for techies. In the video game area, there are technicians who design the sets and everything. And then there are technicians that write the software that allows the creatures to do whatever they're going to do. And these divisions are overblown with too many staff members. And so they recognize the fact that they can cut back and run more efficient. And in spite of the fact that they laid off people at Amazon and IBM and Meta, their stocks rose like a rocket. Because people take a look at this and recognize the fact that cutting people's salaries make the company more profitable, as long as they continue to do the job right. So these layoffs have reached a different stage right now. Originally, they were just sort of for downsizing. Now they're for specific areas of the business that have to run differently. And they recognize the fact that they can do certain consolidations and that they need huge managerial staffs in every situation. So I don't see the future of tech being rock solid anymore. Because in the old days, If you had that good job and the company managed to stay in business, you were going to be there for a long, long time. But I don't think that's the way it is right now. And I also think that those who work in tech and have these jobs recognize that fact, and they're always on the lookout for a better opportunity. So I don't think that this phase of layoffs is going to stop anytime soon. I think it's going to be a different formula that they're using in order to keep their businesses moving in the right direction and making them more and more profitable. So Zuckerberg is, in his idea, is he's going to have less managerial staff on the table all the time. And others are looking at particular segments within their organizations that really don't need to exist the way they do right now. So I think this upheaval in technology has not been caused only by AI. It's been caused by a huge number of factors, one of which is you hired too many people in the first place. So now we're going to see that technology is going to be like many other production areas. It's just like when you get the robots in, and the robots are doing the work of people. Well, we haven't reached that stage yet. But with AI, I am sure that makes many of the programming tasks simpler. And if you have simpler programming staffs, simpler programming effort, you need less staff. I remember when I used to go on jobs and people asked me to do work, and I would have compatriots with me, and I would say, yes, we can do that. And my fellow workers would not challenge me, but after we left the meetings, they would say, what are you talking about? We don't have anything like that. And I would say, don't worry about it. We can do it. Because I knew how to use information and how to write software that would accommodate the needs of my clients. And that's what made my company successful. And that's what made me successful for over 40 years. Because I very rarely said that can't be done. And I think that many of the people who are working in tech and letting these people get go recognize the fact that they have made errors up to this point and that things can run just as well with less people. And if you focus on different areas of the business differently, then you can survive all of these changes that needed to be made. And you can continue to grow the industry without having an oversupply of people. You can't make money if you're paying people who are not necessary. Now, I know that's a horrible thing and it goes against a lot of what we would like to think in this world. But not every job is a lifetime job. And as we know, lifetime jobs have disappeared. They don't exist anymore. Just as pensions in companies don't exist anymore. So this wave of layoffs in the tech industry is something that should have been expected and will continue. This is not just a once-in-a-lifetime shot. There's going to be waves and waves of it. So I'll leave you with that this morning. And I say don't be distressed, because a good technologist can get a job very easily in a day or two. Have a great day. Bye.